Hey, Shalom Makim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, bro, I lift up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson, Lord's will it be edifying. Nothing too deep, but basically experience. This truth is all about experience and gaining wisdom. Okay, because with experience, you understand how things work, you understand how they undergo, you understand how to deal with things better once you go through certain aspects of this truth. Like when you first come into the truth, the experience of being rejected is not there. So you're easily offended, you're easily pushed back, you're easily offensive, or you're easily defensive when it comes to certain things. But as you grow in the faith and you deal with certain things, like it's basically like building up a callus. Too many chin shots, if it don't knock you out, then you would develop a stronger chin, so to speak. And you were able to deal with certain things that come. Like a lot of times, in this walk, we deal with a lot of scoffers and scorners, and just piggybacking off what the elder bro Menadazak was going into, basically how certain brothers they are more high profile than other brothers, and certain brothers are really out there on the spotlight, and they attract a lot of scoffers and scorners and a lot of haters. So what happens is that you have to have thick skin because things may be said, you may be looked at a certain light, videos may come out about you, etc. But you can't really care about that stuff because, hey, man, that's part of enduring your cross, especially if you're suffering wrongfully. Okay, if you're suffering from being a niggard, then that's different than something you did, like if you was an adulterer or you stealing, you doing all manners of wickedness, then it's different then. But if you're actually suffering because you're not an evildoer, then it takes some time to get used to because oftentimes we want to be impressionable among the congregation because the scriptures say get the love of the congregation. So nobody wants to be painted in a bad light, but ultimately speaking, this truth is all about putting the prophets in a bad light because go to Hebrews 11 chapter. Okay, look at what Yahweh Shai went through. Hey, look at what King David went through. Okay, he had snakes and wicked men all around him that wanted to seek his life. So with that being said, the apostles, they always push experience. Because once you deal with something for so long and you constantly deal with it, you already know what to expect from it and you know how to deal with it. Like if you have a particular vehicle that you're used to buying or driving, eventually through experience, you're going to learn how to operate or just experience when driving that vehicle. You're going to have an understanding on what's wrong with it to some degree because you've experienced it before. So you have a lot of people coming against you, or you have a lot of rejection, or you have a lot of ups and downs, or whatever the endeavor may be. Through experience begets wisdom, and you know how to deal with them. Okay, but the first go round, it may be a little sour to you because you never dealt with it before. Like when you first get in the boxing ring and you fight your first round, hey, you're going to basically, or before you get in the ring, you're going to have what they call the BGs, which is the bubble guts. Basically, like you finna shit on yourself, because you've never dealt with that type of high intensity of a feeling before, because this is, that's a very intense feeling. Okay, but then some fighters also say that they continue to get the butterflies because it's a new opponent. But as you progress in a fight, you kind of, you loosen up a little bit. You're not as stiff. And it's the same thing in this truth, man, with suffering. Yeah, it gets tiresome, it gets old, it gets aggravating, but overall, you learn to develop a callus-like material. So the things that scoffers and scorners or taking L's and shit like that don't bother you as much as they once did. Okay, but more of the frequent. So this is the book of Proverbs 4 and 5. It says, get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, need to decline from the words of my mouth. Okay, because like I said, the more you do something, the more familiar you become with it. So once again, the apostles always say experience, man. Experience with dealing with women. Okay, experience with cars breaking down or being shipwrecked. Experience with losing possessions, business. Okay, losing women, children. Okay, like all the shit we go through as young men in the faith, the apostles and the elders already went through it. Okay, they've dealt with women, they've dealt with losing children, losing women they cared about, being shipwrecked, meaning cars being broken down, being shot at, or just using that as an example, being threatened, hate mail, death threats, scoffers and scorners, putting their videos out there. Like they had to undergo the whole being called pedophiles, man. Putting the faces out there, putting their name, their government name. Hey, that was a heavy punch to the chin they had to undergo. And guess what? They still continue to push. Okay, because this thing is of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Matter of fact, we gonna get that. This is the book of Proverbs 2, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at 5. It says, "Then shalt thou understand the fear of Yahweh and find knowledge of the Most High." Okay, because it says, "If thou seekest her as silver and searchest her for hid treasures," this is talking about knowledge and wisdom. "Then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord," because the fear of the Lord is engrafted in wisdom. Like they said, the first understanding is the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and it says here, "Then thou shalt understand the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and find the knowledge of the Most High. For the Lord giveth wisdom, and out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding." Okay, because right, like I said, the more you go through something, the more you understand how it works. Okay, if you're used to being, that's a good example. If you're used to coming last in a relay race, then you kind of, that's what you expect. You know what it's like to lose. You know what I'm saying? So you know how to deal with it, so to speak. Okay, versus a person that win, they first bout of defeat is pretty devastating because they never had that experience. Okay, it says, "He led up the sound wisdom for the righteous, and he is a buckler to them that walk uprightly." Man, okay, that's right. Sound wisdom, which is starting with this wisdom and understanding, the knowledge of these scriptures, these precepts, man. Okay, like the more you go through certain breakdowns in certain chapters, the more you retain it. Okay, the more you practice martial arts, the more that you have a muscle memory. You understand the moves and the katas and so forth, the drills. And through experience, if you're a street fighter and you have experience fighting on the streets, you know what to expect, because 9 times out of 10, you've probably been in a crazy predicament that you've probably been in predicaments before that was pretty gruesome. So in a street fight, like they have something which is called street brawls. You got these somewhat professional fighters that fight on the streets, and they know what to expect from street fighters because they've dealt with it, versus being in a competition sport. Okay, and it says, "And he keep the path of judgment and preserve the way of his saints. Then thou shalt understand righteousness and judgment and equity, and yet every good path," man. Okay, and that's the point. Experience, man. Experience breeds success. Okay. Proverbs 19, and I'm going to start at verses 20. It says, "Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou may be wise at thy latter end." Okay, and that's the point. At the latter end, because by the time that comes, you should have some type of experience as to what you went through. Like I said, if you have a history of dealing with scoffers and scorners, then after a while, it don't really bother you as much. But if you a brother that's used to getting a lot of pats on the backs, everybody shaloms you and respects you, and then when people start scoffing you, it's going to push you back a little bit, because in your mindset, oh shit, I didn't think I could have scoffers. But you better hope to have scoffers of some sort. Okay, because that's the whole life of a man of the Lord. Okay, even if people ain't outrightly scoffing you to your face, hey, they saying shit behind your back, they look at you weird, people ain't vibing with you. There's many ways to scoff a person. It's not just making a parody spoof video of a brother. A scoffer can be a person that don't even want to fuck with you, that can look at you weird, that talk shit behind your back, man. Okay, that revile you and make you an outcast among men. Okay, shit, your family can scoff you, but don't scoff you. Just the fact that when you ain't around, they talk shit about you or they treat you different. So it's many different ways, you don't necessarily have to have a rebuke video done on you or somebody's talking shit, but it could just be the way that people treat you with their mannerisms, etc., man. But oftentimes, man, us being in this faith, we're used to it. The apostles are used to it. Elder brothers are used to it. I'm used to it, to a degree. Like, it was a point in time that my first GMS page, man, we had so many scoffers on that page, it was ridiculous. Like, people wanted to find us and lynch us, man. All over videos we did, rebuking the wicked, getting on the women. Like, Jake used to hate when we get on the women. And I did one video a while back about EJ Irvin Magic Johnson's son. This 6'8" Bati boy. This 6'8" high heel wearing toga purse toting happy man. Okay, this big fucking demon. I did a video on him, and I got more hate than like, man. All because I did a video on a sissy boy. You see, but that's the ways of this world because we're not of the world. But you learn to deal with it because it's like, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, I'm still pushing the word and continue to push because I believe in a greater cause while you niggas are going to be getting ICBM nuclear fire. All right, you got to keep that mindset about you, man. Okay, this is the book of Matthew 5, and I'm going to start at verses 2, and it says, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, the Lord already told them what to expect. And this ain't nothing because when the time comes, when they start persecuting the Israelites in general, even you scoffers and you scorners, man, that come up against the men of the Lord, that come up against us, and you're going to have your part in that shit too. But see, a lot of you going to try to take a back seat and tuck tail and act like you had nothing to do with this ministry. But the Lord is going to shed the light on everything in due time. You're not getting away either, you know. But it said, blessed is the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they should be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they should inherit the earth. And blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they should be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they should obtain mercy. Mercy is a big thing in this thing, brothers, because, hey, the Lord, he deals with mercy, his definitive mercies. So always keep that on the mind. Say, when you judge, always expect mercy. Or when you judge, expect to receive mercy. Because you're judged by the measure that you judge. Okay, so always, if you got a brother on a hot seat, always remember mercy at all times, man. Depending on the offense, if it's not that bad, hey, you know, tell a brother, hey, get your shit together. If it's somewhat on the lines of adultery or stealing, just being a straight nigger, then, hey, you know, hard times for austerity measures, so to speak. You know, but it's a case-by-case scenario. But it says here, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they should be called the children of Yahweh. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, right? And the scoffer's mindset, we're wicked, we're evil. But it's really just an envy there in most cases because, you know, certain men wasn't given the green glow or the gold glow, so to speak. You know, they were given thorns and bristles instead of the true understanding. And that pisses a lot of men off because Jake is high and mighty in this society, man. And they be damned if they look at a person who they perceives to be lower than them as anything else than. Okay, so you have a peer or you appear to have some type of wisdom and knowledge or you have some type of one-up, then people gonna hate that shit. Because, hey, that's the demons in them. You know, like back in second grade, we had something which is called baseball spelling. I was always a decent speller. You know, I was always good in that field. And it was this little pissy-ass dude named Ramon. I remember the nigga like yesterday. The nigga smelled like a box of piss. Every time I just spell a word right, bro, you know, I'd be happy this nigga looking at me mean mugging. Like he wanted to fucking bite my head off or something. Just hating. I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, you learning from this. Take notes, man. But he had that hatred. All because he didn't want to see Jake one-up him, you know. Because in his mindset, he felt he was better than me, you know. And he can have it, you know, whatever. He's probably dead now anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But it says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. So, hey, if somebody's spinning narratives or coming up with spoof parodies and just trying to make you look like a straight-up demon, and it's not the case, then, hey, blessed be. Because whoever believes that about you and they supposed to know better, then that's their fucking problem, not yours. Okay, somebody believes that you a demon and you gave them no reason to believe that shit, then that's their fucking problem. You ain't got nothing to worry about because you can't please everybody, and I realize that. You know, no matter what you do, it will never be good enough. And, hey, refer to the scoffers, okay? It says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you, okay? And that's the point. So, hey, if they persecuted the ancient men of the Lord, then how much more us? Okay, the apostles and elders had to undergo a lot of bullshit, man. And we haven't began to see, we haven't We have not faced the level of adversity that the apostles on down have faced, and they remain faithful in this thing. That's the reason why the Lord got a hefty reward for those men if they stay diligent, and likewise us as well. Because hey, we go through our things too. We go through our ups and downs. We go through our low points. You know, like this year has been a very weird year for most brothers. Up and down, lost possessions, women bugging out, children bugging out, money funny, you know, apartment shit going up, you know, cars seem to break down, you know, just dumb, stupid shit, you know, and it's happened more frequently, man, you know. So those are persecutions, but we endure it. Okay, last precept here, Acts 5:38. It says, "Now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel will work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found to even fight against Yahweh." Okay, so that's the point. If we are not in the right spirit and things are off what we're saying, then hey, the Most High will overthrow this whole ministry. But if that's not the case, which clearly is not, we believe through faith that's not the case, then hey, you fight against Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Nobody's gonna overthrow this. Point blank period. No matter how many death threats brothers get them, and how many cops or family members come against us, at the end of the day, this ministry will not be overthrown. Okay? Prime example from the leadership on down. Men endured being thrown in jail on 9/11, being called terrorists, man. I mean, that's a heavy pill to swallow, because that's the last type of stifling you want in a society like this. Overly paranoid, bugged out, schizophrenic society like this. Last thing you want to be labeled is the T word. Okay? But anyway, I'm going to end it here. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Shalom, and Abba.